Black Mirror. In the world of Black Mirror, the most dangerous AI isn't the kind that tries to kill you. It's the kind that decides how much your suffering is worth. This universe runs on data, and people are just numbers, ratings, and behavioral models. What you watch, who you love, what you fear, every flicker of emotion is tracked, analysed, and sold. Sound familiar? It should. Black Mirror isn't science fiction. It's a distorted reflection of the present, dialed 15 years forward and stripped of ethical breaks. In this universe, you don't need monsters. Your worst enemy is a 5-star rating system. Step out of line. Drop to 3.7. Now, you can't rent an apartment, can't get on a plane, can't even speak without permission. Love is a testable variable. Grief is a market. Justice is outsourced to mobs. Likes and shares decide guilt. And when the tech finally turns on you, there's no explosion, no killer robot. Just silence. You're still alive, still conscious. But the algorithm decided you're irrelevant. What makes this universe so dark isn't the tech. It's the fact that everyone agreed to it. It's not a dystopia forced on society. It's a dystopia built by demand. Warhammer 40K. 40,000 years into the future, humanity has conquered the stars. And it was the worst thing that ever happened to it. In Warhammer 40K, there is no peace, no progress, no redemption, only war. The galaxy is a graveyard, billions of worlds soaked in blood, ruled by a decaying empire that worships a corpse. The Imperium of Man spans the stars, but it's not a civilization. It's a fascist theocracy, powered by slavery, ignorance, and ritual sacrifice. Every day, thousands are burned alive just to keep the lights on. Literally. And those are the good guys. On the other side, the Tyranids, alien swarms that devour entire planets. The Necrons, undead machines trying to erase all life. The forces of chaos, actual gods of madness, lust, despair, and blood, who feed on your soul just because you felt something. There are no heroes here, just walking corpses, indoctrinated fanatics, and soldiers who pray they die before the next battle. Even the superhuman space marines, 7-foot-tall demigods clad in armor, are raised from childhood to feel nothing but hate. The dark truth of Warhammer 40K? Hope is heresy. It's not just that the universe doesn't care if you live or die, it wants you to suffer, and then be forgotten. Attack on Titan. In Attack on Titan, humanity's last survivors live inside 3 massive walls. Not to protect the world, but to keep themselves from it. Outside, the land belongs to the Titans. Towering, grotesque giants who eat people not for food, but for something far worse. Instinct. They don't think. They don't stop. They don't need to. Inside the walls, it's no better. The government is corrupt. The rich live in safety. The poor get devoured first. Every mission beyond the walls is a suicide note. Every battle is a massacre. And when you finally start to understand the truth, you wish you hadn't. Because the Titans aren't monsters. They're victims. You're not the last hope of humanity. You're a product of war, built on lies, manipulated by powers so old they forgot why they're still fighting. In this world, you're not a soldier. You're livestock with a death wish. The Hunger Games. In the Hunger Games, the end of the world already happened. Civilization collapsed. The people lost. And the survivors rebuilt something worse. Every year, 24 children are forced into an arena to kill each other on live TV. The rich watch it like the Super Bowl. They sponsor their favorites. They gamble on them. And when the blood dries, they party. The capital isn't just evil, it's insulated. It's a city of glowing towers, silk garments, and cosmetic surgery for fun. While the rest of the world starves in labor camps called districts. Each district has one job: feed the capital. Food, coal, weapons, electricity, everything flows inward. In return, The games, not just punishment for rebellion, a message, a spectacle. This is what happens when you fight back. This is what happens if you dream. It's not just violence, it's curated, choreographed, edited for maximum emotional response. And if you survive, you don't go free. You become a tool, a walking billboard that says, "The system works." What makes the Hunger Games universe so dark isn't the death toll. It's that the audience never stops watching. The capital doesn't rule through war. It rules through attention. And the scariest part? In a world like that, the people cheering aren't villains. They're just entertained. A quiet place. The world of A Quiet Place didn't end with fire or war. It ended with a sound. No one knows where the creatures came from. Alien, engineered, it doesn't matter. They arrived, and anything that made a noise died. These monsters don't hunt for food. They don't think. They don't negotiate. They listen. With hearing so precise, they can detect a whisper from hundreds of meters away. One step on a creaking floorboard, one cough, one scream, and you're gone. Cities fell in days. Governments collapsed in silence. Now, the last survivors live in absolute stillness. Roads are dusted with sand so footsteps don't echo. Children grow up without speaking. Families eat without silverware. Language is reduced to gestures. Grief becomes internalized. Joy is dangerous. Even giving birth, the most human moment of all, becomes a suicidal act. There's no resistance, no army, no rebuilding. You can't organize a defense if you can't call for help. And the monsters don't get tired. They don't patrol. They wait. Patient, precise, unstoppable. What makes this world one of the darkest in fiction isn't just the threat. It's the silence. Silence between people, between generations, between thoughts and words that never get spoken again. And when that silence finally breaks, the loudest thing left isn't your voice, it's your fear. The boys. In most universes, superheroes save the world. In the boys, they're the reason it needs saving. Here, superpowers aren't a gift. They're a product. Manufactured by a pharmaceutical giant. Sold to governments. Marketed to the public. Kids are injected with Compound V, raised as mascots, and turned into national idols. Not to protect people, but to monetize them. Supes aren't chosen for their courage. They're chosen for their engagement metrics. And the stronger they are, the less human they become. Take Homelander, the most powerful man alive. He can fly, see through walls, level cities with a stare. But he has no empathy, no accountability, just ego, insecurity, and absolute control. He doesn't protect, he performs, smiling for photo ops after leveling a village, waving at parades while blackmailing senators, all while the world cheers, buys the merchandise, and clicks like. Because in this universe, optics are more important than lives. Superheroes kill civilians, stage crimes, commit sexual assault, and it's all buried under NDAs, PR campaigns, and hush money. And if you try to expose them, you don't get justice. You get spun, painted as a liar, or worse, collateral damage. The Boys isn't about villains hiding in the shadows. It's about monsters in the spotlight. And the terrifying truth that in a world built on power, the biggest threat is who the crowd decides to worship.